Ooh, extra.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Going On Daily Live. My name is Becky, here with Miss Sharon. Good morning.
Morning.
It has been way too long since Sharon and I have done a show together.
Absolutely.
Our schedules have not coordinated.
But they have today, and that's a bonus.
Yes, we have today, and today is Bear Week, continuation of Bear Week. Jake is here. Good morning, Jake.
Good morning, Jake.
Bear, you know what? Bear Week is off to a good start. We've done 2 days of it so far. Great stories about bears. So I'm excited also to hear your story because it's sort of it fits in with yours and my story.
Oh, perfect. Yes.
So,
it does.
How is life for you, Sharon? How is your show?
Our show is good. It's getting we're getting more in flow. We're starting to really get in the groove and understand what we're supposed to be doing when we're supposed to be doing it,
Yes.
So, and we're a lot more confident with interacting with the guests, and we're doing it more from shooting from the hip, as opposed to we used to have a script and this was this, and now it's a flow. So it's
Amazing.
really enjoyable. And how is yours going?
Haven't done it in a while. Needed a break.
Okay.
Needed a break, and that's okay. I feel good. I'm doing this show. I'm super busy at work, and I will eventually get back to it.
I've sent some people your way, actually, because they're
awesome.
in the holistic arena.
Love it.
And so I told them to reach out and contact you. And
awesome.
I love your glasses.
Thank you very much.
Pretty. Love them.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Okay, why don't you kick us off today? Bears on Broadway. What the heck does that mean?
Well, Winnipeg decided, and this was back in 2005, so it's been a minute. What they did was they partnered with the Cancer Society, Cancer Care Manitoba, and they partnered with them to create this major fundraiser. So what they did was they created 62 7 or 8 foot bears.
Wow.
And all in the same position. However, what it was businesses would buy these bears. Minimum donation to the Cancer Society was $10,000.
Oh, wow.
And so if your business wanted to purchase a bear, you had to at least splash out 10 grand for one. And in doing that, the bears were commissioned and painted by local artists. So you chose had to be local artist of your choice. And you had them paint the bear in whatever you wanted it to depict, right? Whether you wanted to depict, a wildlife scene or something more local, something representing the city itself or Canada, the country or the province, whatever. The sky was the limit. I mean, within reason. I mean, they had to be tasteful, but and I'm sure there was a few conversations with some of those businesses like, no, dial that back.
I wouldn't be shocked.
No. So from May to October in 2005, we have an avenue called Broadway Avenue, and it's one of the major streets in our city. So
hi, Ronald. This is my friend Ronald.
Welcome, Ronald.
He's from
Thank
Canada.
you for joining us.
Yes. So
from May to October in 2005, these 62 bears were lined up all the way down Broadway Avenue. And so everybody could see them and enjoy them. There were so many. They got really creative with it, and it was really quite cool. And so it was dubbed Bears on Broadway.
That's cute.
And so Lafarge actually created the bears. They're 8,000 pounds each.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so we attracted worldwide media coverage with these bears. And it was pretty incredible. And Bears on Broadway was named one of the top 10 tourist attractions in Canada in 2005. Who knew?
Yeah, right.
So it was pretty cool. And what was really cool was they got to showcase the local artist community. And so there, it was a win-win situation for everybody. Aw, one of your puppies not happy.
Oh, you can hear him? Oh, dang it.
That's okay. Oh, that's awesome.
A leaf probably flew by, and now he needs to let everyone know.
Yeah,
You just
there's
go ahead
movement out there. There's movement.
I'm just going to go ahead and mute my mic while you're chatting here.
It's fine. So anyways, they raised over $500,000 for cancer research and patient care in Manitoba. So that was really, really cool. Really cool. So now, and the reason we did bears was because Winnipeg's the home of Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, Winnie the Pooh, right.
Yeah. So that's where the author had taken his son to the zoo in Winnipeg, and they saw the bear, and the son named the bear Winnie. And so then he wrote a children's book called Winnie the Pooh.
That's right. So, yeah, Ron's saying, wait, it's from Canada. I guess the author is British.
Right.
Winnie
the author is British.
Canadian. That's right.
Right. Yeah. So he was visiting Winnipeg at the time, and that's where the book was born. So yeah, so very exciting. So now I thought I would show some pictures of the bears.
See if your screen will share this time.
See if it'll share. Fingers crossed.
We had a couple problems backstage. It's fine.
That's okay. Whoopsie. Wrong one. This one. Okay, so here's the first bear.
That is cute.
Isn't it cute? It's got the Canadian flag all over it. Maple leaf. So excited. Just so cute. And then this one is from Festival du Voyageur, so dressed like a northern trapper. That's a nod to the history of Manitoba, the fur trade. And then, of course, 2005, before the truckers' convoy. So there was one celebrating all the truckers. It's awesome. Glad that we have that. That's awesome. I'm really glad to see that. And then this one is,
I like that one. He's like Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, and kind of like the Northern Lights, a salute to the north, right? You've got the cold, the snow, the Northern Lights, and yeah, kind of interesting. And like I say, each one was painted by a local artist. So
that's
clearly a lawyer. You got the scales adjusted. He's got a
weird mustache. Dr. Phil, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's got the coming right down from the ears and up over he's got the whole thing going.
Hilarious.
And check out those caterpillar eyebrows.
Yeah, that one is not my favorite.
No. Okay, what else? Come on.
Aww.
And then isn't that cute? It says notes on there, but I couldn't make out what the top word was.
Yeah, that's too small.
Yeah.
He's cute though, his little coat. Oh, I like this one.
A nod to all the various like the waterways and the
beautiful
landscapes. Yeah, the beautiful landscapes. And then of course we couldn't have Bears on Broadway without Team Canada hockey bear.
Obviously, we can't have hockey. That's awful.
Gotta have the nod.
Oh, a crossing guard or construction worker.
Yep. Highway safety anyways, a safety bear. So that's really cool. And there's a couple other ones here.
Are these still up? Like, it seems like 8,000 pounds seems like a lot to move.
So what happened was they now are positioned, the businesses have them back. So when you're driving around Winnipeg, you see a random bear here, there, and everywhere. Like one's riding a motorcycle. One is a female dressed in a beautiful dress. One is, it's really cool. So as you drive around Winnipeg, you see these random bears, and it's just a wonderful nod. And then for a while, they had them in 2006. They put them on the legislative grounds, and I believe some are still on the legislative grounds.
Oh, cool.
So yeah.
I love that.
Very cool. So a good fundraising initiative for the Cancer Society and for women for not women, but for people going through cancer. Yeah. Exactly.
That's right. Now I wonder, because who I am as a person, how much of that $500,000 actually went to patient care?
I don't know the statistics. I didn't look up
Yeah.
the stats on it, but
I don't know if they show you
I
the
don't know.
stats, to be honest.
Well, or if they're entirely honest, which is why I didn't look them up, because they can publish anything they want, but where did that money actually go? We don't know.
Exactly.
It makes us feel better.
Yes. Mr. Hugo is here calling you neighbor since he lives in North Dakota.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Hugo.
Yeah, so we have a few different listeners right now. And of course, we always have listeners who don't comment, but thank you to the ones that are commenting. We appreciate that. Hugo is live on Twitch. Ronald is live on YouTube. Jake, what are you live on? Let me look for Jake. Jake's on YouTube as well. So if you are looking to find us live every day, check us out on these guys right here, Kick, YouTube, and Rumble at Rhode Island Broadcasting, Twitch on RI_broadcasting, and X, Twitter at Broadcasting RI. We are live every day except for Friday. Ronald, I just told him this morning that I have a podcast, so maybe he'll be back to watch us on these different platforms here. What time is it there? 7, 8, 6 p.m.? They're about 9 hours ahead of us right now. So yeah, I think it's 5 or 6 because when I was there, I hopped on one day and I think it was about 6 o'clock. So you can also listen to us after the fact. You don't have to see us. You can just listen, but we are on Spotify, Red Circle, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music at RI Broadcasting. Of course, you can follow us on one of our many social medias, MeWe, TikTok, LinkedIn, Blue Sky, Space Hey, Gab Parlor, Space Hey, and of course, our Patreon at RI Broadcasting. Or if you just don't have that, because who has MeWe or Gab, go to Facebook, Going On Daily Morning Show right here. Follow us on Facebook. We will go live there eventually. And if you don't remember anything that I just said, go to our website, RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net. It has all of the information that you possibly need. It's got swag. That is a super cute cup. See, Sharon is modeling it. And you can vote for our Hall of Fame. We do that every month, a new Hall of Fame. I don't know if you know the ones or if you voted this month yet, Sharon, but it is 60s superstars. So we've got John Wayne, Paul Newman, Steve McQueen, Jack Lemmon, and Sean Connery. Sean Connery is by far in the lead, is what I'm told. I did not vote for him. I voted for Paul Newman.
I voted for Steve McQueen. Oh, Sean Connery. I knew Sean Connery would be in the lead.
Of course. I've never seen any of these guys in a movie except for Jack Lemmon in Grumpy Old Men. I don't know what any of them do. I voted for Paul Newman because he was a babe when he was young. Also, I know his salad dressing, and so that's why I voted for him.
Love it. It's all about the salad dressing.
Nothing on merit or their abilities as actors, but
nothing on talent, just salad dressing. But hey, making good salad dressing is a talent, so I'm with you there.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, on our website, RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net, we have a fundraiser going. And so, Ronald, I am glad that you were here for this one. This is our Uganda donation area. And Ronald would have seen these people right here because he was our driver and he would have met, well, I don't know if he would have met them, but he would have seen them for sure. Go to RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net /Uganda-donations. We are taking money if you have $2 to spare, you can absolutely just send it to us. If you're like, hey, I don't want to go to Starbucks today or Timmy's, I'm just going to donate that money instead. We will appreciate it. We are trying to put a roof on a school. We are trying to support this family after their child was brutally murdered. We are trying to, I know this is awful. We're trying to get medicine to kids. There's so many different initiatives that need our help in Uganda. They don't have anything, not the way that we do. And Chuck said if we hit the goal, he's going to go there and put the roof on that for free. Yes. I don't know if that's what he said entirely, but he did say if we hit our goal, he would go there and put the roof on. We will see. Well, he hasn't talked about it again, so we'll see.
No, he did. When I was hosting with him a couple of weeks ago, he was like, yeah, if we hit the goal, I've already talked to my crew. We're ready to go. We will put that roof on. No problem.
Okay. He and I have not talked about this since. Okay. There is a school that needs a roof, okay? And a roofer is on our podcast. He is willing to donate his time if we can raise the money for it. So let's definitely do that. In the comments here, you'll see season 3, episode 51 story time. There's a YouTube video. That is the video of me and Chuck talking about everything when I got back from Uganda. So if that speaks to you, if you're like, hey, I want to donate, I want to help these people who desperately need our help. Yes, please. I know, like, people get sick there all the time, and a lot of them can't afford the medicine, and that's unfortunate.
Sad.
It's heartbreaking. So yeah. Anyways, if you feel so led, please go ahead to our website and send a little donation for us. All right, moving on here. We're talking about bears. You can see my background here. I got some cute little polar bears. Now, Chuck and I were talking about polar bears last night. Last morning, yesterday morning. I don't know why I said last night. And I was saying that you are from Manitoba, which is like home to the biggest population of bears on Earth, polar bears specifically. Yeah. And Chuck was shocked by this because, you know, we think polar bears, you think the Arctic, but you don't realize that like Manitoba is part of the Arctic.
Churchill, baby.
Yes. So he said, can I do some topics about polar bears today? Now, it's not necessarily about Churchill per se, kind of, but we're more talking about polar bears today. So fun fact. Okay, so when I was in Africa, and Ronald, if you're still here in the comments, he came on this safari with us. And he was like a child with the joy. And all of us too, because like, you know, when do you get to see a giraffe or an elephant or a lion in the wild, right? You don't. And he asked me, does Canada have safaris? And I said, no. But as it turns out, they have polar bear safaris.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Why would anybody want to go that? What? Why? Why would anybody want to go to that? But
they're really cool.
I mean, yes, but I don't like my face being ripped off. Or like dying.
Well, I'd be a little bit nervous to be in that dune buggy too, because they take you out in this dune buggy and the bears are right there.
It's not enclosed?
No, not in Churchill. Well, we have a polar bear exhibit in Winnipeg that is enclosed in the zoo. But
in the zoo, yes.
Yeah, in the zoo. But in Churchill, Manitoba, you're out there with the bears, baby, and they could rip apart those dune buggies with one swipe. I just don't even understand. I'll watch them. I'll watch a video of it. Get there with a polar bear. It's just not going to happen. I don't get it.
Hugo's saying, don't put honey on your face. No, don't put anything on your face.
Good advice, Hugo.
Do polar bears get hunted for their meat like grizzly bears or the brown bear? No, I do not believe so.
No.
They're just way too aggressive. But you know what? 2/3 of the world's polar bear population are in Canada.
Doesn't surprise me.
So this is a company called Churchill Wild. They're home to the world's first and only, are you ready for this? Polar bear walking safari.
Oh, no, thank you. Hard pass.
Okay. It's based out of their fly-in only remote Arctic lodges. They're eco lodges. You will learn more about fascinating animals, their home environment. I mean, it sounds cool. But again, polar bears they're aggressive. So I don't know that I don't know if I want to mess with them. But anyways, here are some fun facts about polar bears. What does Hugo say? Polar bears rely heavily on fat, especially seal blubber, to survive the extreme cold. That makes sense. Yeah. Without enough seals, they struggle to get the calories they need. That's right.
Correct.
Okay. So
fun fact, in this, I believe it's the spring or it's the fall, one of the two. In Churchill, Manitoba, if you live there, polar bears walk down the street. So you have to be careful. Oh, I'm not kidding. So you have to be careful because if you go out at the wrong time, you can get attacked by a polar bear.
Oh, good.
So they literally have people like teams going around the street 24/7 to make sure that the polar bears are not getting into the town of Churchill for the safety of its residents.
Oh my God.
So they shoot them with a tranquilizer and take them back out to the wild. Or they shoot off loud cannons and things like that, so that scares the bears and they leave. And another fun fact, one person was, a polar bear was coming at them and they got their cell phone out. I don't know what possessed them to do this, but they got their cell phone out and started playing Britney Spears music, and the polar bear laughed. They started just blasting Britney Spears. They turned their phone around and blasted Britney Spears at the polar bear. And it was like, I'm out of here.
Like there's fight, flight, freeze, and then whatever that was, dance party.
I don't even know what that was.
Fight, flight, freeze, dance party. That's what it was. Okay, well that's weird.
Yeah,
Kenny, me and the polar bears are one. That's right. Hello, Kenny. Kenny's here too. I don't know what drop bears are. Jake and Ron are talking about them. What does he say? Maybe tomorrow. Okay, we'll have to tune in tomorrow to find out what drop bears are. Who knows? Not real, apparently. All right, so here are some polar bear fun facts that maybe you know, maybe you don't. Do not expect to hear them before you see them. They're not very vocal mammals. They transmit their intentions through body language or posturing. For example, polar bear will wag its head from side to side when they want to play. That's cute. Hissing, snorting, or lowered head indicates aggression. Nose-to-nose greeting indicates a request for something from another bear.
Mm-hmm.
When they're angry, they'll roar, obviously, or growl. It says that their guides know how to interpret it. So again, I don't want to be like face to face with one to like have to interpret it.
No.
So Hugo has said he had a friend who had a bird that hated Britney's music. I think it was a parrot. That's so funny. I
don't know why. Why?
You know, I want to say I'm like the bear and the parrot, but I'm not. I like Britney music.
I do like some of her music,
catchy.
Yes.
Not all, but it's catchy.
Yep.
I like it. All right, back to polar bears. They've got personality. So they vary, of course, due to life experiences, like humans, like anything, right? You could be a miserable old bat, or you could be like a pleasant, happy. It depends on, you know, how you deal with things in life.
Yep.
But all bears have the same fundamental nature at their core. So they're very intelligent, very playful, very curious. You know, we've never, I shouldn't say we, people give them a reason to be fearful, but that's not their nature.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
So they say, like, on this tour, mutual curiosity and respects translates into this unique on-foot experience. So if you're like, hey, guy, I'm just here to learn about you, it doesn't want to kill you, I don't know.
No, I would not trust that. Not at all, ever. No.
Hugo says most polar bears will still avoid humans if possible, but unlike other bears, you should assume a polar bear could hunt you if given the chance, for sure.
Oh, black bears, brown bears, they'll hunt you. They can hunt you. Oh, yeah.
We were talking yesterday about the little phrase, if it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down.
Ooh.
And then if it's white, we said good night, because it'll just
absolutely, because you're done. It doesn't matter. If it's white, good night. That's
dead.
Perfect.
Yeah, you're dead.
That's really cool.
I don't know where I heard that. I didn't make it up. So it's definitely a saying. So yeah. And speaking of brown, they're actually ancestors of the brown bear. So recent findings suggest that polar bears evolved between 350,000 and 6 million years ago from common ancestor of the brown bear into the polar bears we know today. I don't know how I feel about that, but maybe. I don't know. And
they're much bigger. Like they're so much larger than a brown bear.
But they don't look like a grizzly either. They kind of do resemble more of like a black bear because the grizzly bear has such a wider face and a big hump. Yes, Ron says that their skin is black. I believe you are correct on that as well. It says that their fur actually covers a thick layer of fat up to 11.4 centimeters. For my American friends, that's maybe, I don't know, 5 inches?
Yeah, something like that.
5 inches of fat. You and me both, polar bear. You and me both.
I I was just thinking, it's not just the polar bears.
I'm like, why am I so cold in the winter time? That's what my thighs look like.
You've got padding. What's going on?
Their ears and tails are small to limit the heat loss that they have, and their paws actually allow them to tread on thin ice. So who knows?
It's amazing to me that like their paws don't freeze. They're walking on ice all day long, every day, or most of the year anyways in Churchill. And yet they don't have frostbite. Like that, we should be studying them just for that.
Yeah, literally. And but then we say, oh, let's make shoes that are like this. And then, people start cutting off their feet. Yeah, but then people will cut off their feet. So
no. Not to just see. Yeah, we don't want to cut their feet off. No.
Maybe one that dies, they could donate to science. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. This is another topic or another fun fact here. Not all who wander are lost, it says. So polar bears actually don't have a distinct territory, mostly because their habitat is ice and the sea, and it changes constantly, due to melting and thaw and snow. When a young polar bear grows up, it may travel more than 1,000 kilometers or 621 miles to set up a home range apart from its mother. That's sad.
Oh,
That's too far.
wow. It's very
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
Why do they want to get away from their mother so much?
I don't know. You know, we learned that on our river safari that hippos, it's like a whole process with the mother, and then the father banishes the baby boy, and then the mother goes and lives with it for a year to get it set up, and then the mother comes back while the boy or the male sets up its own territory, and it's close but far enough away that it doesn't come near the other hippo. It's the most bizarre. I don't know. Why don't they just move to the Caribbean? That's right. Get a tan. They'd be brown bears. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I agree. They are masters of sleep, quality, and I guess quantity too. We could learn a thing or two about how they sleep. I know that I sure can. They get 7 to 8 hours a night, plus naps during the day.
Well, if they're migrating and walking around and, they're getting exercise all day long, they need those naps.
Yeah, my roommate's a polar bear. He's young though. He can just sleep all day. That's what young people do. Polar bears usually nap after a meal or a swim. Of course, they're full, they're cold, whatever. Or if it's too hot or if it's too blustery, then they nap a lot. So they can sleep right through a blizzard if they position themselves with their backs to the wind. So that's fair that they're like exposed. Do you think that they would have a cave or something?
They don't need a cave. They've got all the layers of fat to keep them warm. And then they have all their fur. They're built for it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
they're built for it.
I used to work for Polar. They are a beverage company. You're right. The same thing. That's a good name for it, though. Like a cold beverage company. Polar.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
This is a very interesting fact. Females can delay pregnancy.
What?
So, yeah, I know. One of the most incredible things about polar bears is their ability to delay implantation of a fertilized egg. So mating takes place on the ice during the spring between April and June, but the embryo will only implant in the fall and only if the mother has stored up enough fat to sustain her and her cubs plural, maybe, during denning season. If the implantation is successful, she will build a maternity den and return there until March or early April when the new mama emerges with her cubs.
What?
That's convenient, hey?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
like how?
That is some deep, that's a deep talk, that's consciousness, baby. Those bears have consciousness. I'm like, okay, I don't want to be pregnant right now. We're just going to put that in the shelf.
It is not the right time for me to be pregnant. It is going to stay inside me
until I'm ready. Mm-hmm.
Yes. I told Ronald he has to comment. I'm in Uganda, but I love you guys. You're hilarious. I got to tell you, Ronald is the best bus driver you have ever met. Like I told him he should move to Canada and be a bus driver here. Granted, you would hate snow. Yes. He was cold all the time where we were in the middle of summer. He
was cold.
Well, I mean, in the evening, it did actually get pretty cold. At one point, he was wearing my daughter's winter jacket because he was freezing. And because I brought it because, we flew out in February. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm telling you, come to Canada, you can get a job with, I don't know, any of the city buses, or I don't think they have Greyhound anymore, but one of those Red Arrow or whatever, those buses. Yeah. He's a fantastic driver, and he would be blown away by the roads because the roads in Uganda are the worst roads you have ever seen in your entire life. They're not roads. It is like something you would take your quad on and, go off-roading. That's their roads.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, or even better, not that I wouldn't love to have you in Canada, Ronald, but I was in Italy a few months back, and the bus drivers there, they're taking tourists on tours all over the place. You could be a bus driver in Italy. The roads are amazing.
Italy would be way cooler.
Oh yeah. And the weather is spectacular. So,
okay, Ronald, we're going to get you to Italy.
Yeah. I think Italy should be the plan.
Ronald says, Sharon, are you ready to come to Uganda? We miss to see you.
I would love to come to Uganda, Ronald. I would love it. And
it is beautiful.
Well, maybe if we raise the money and Chuck goes to do the roof, maybe we should all go.
Oh my gosh, I'm going on daily trip. We need to raise a ton of money.
Going on daily trip.
That'd be great.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
That would be great.
We can broadcast live from Uganda while Chuck's putting the roof on the school.
That would be so
And
awesome. And that
cool.
in that village in particular, they'd never seen white people before. We were the first ones, and
my
they were
God.
so excited. So excited, except for the babies. You go up near those babies, they would scream because they were like,
Devil, it's the devil.
yeah, and dogs too. You go near dogs and they're like,
Really?
no idea. Yeah,
Oh,
terrified.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the people, oh man, they were just the nice. That village, they had to be some of the nicest people I've ever met.
So then what about the other animals like giraffes, all the wildlife that you encountered? Because they're not used to seeing white people either, I would imagine.
Well, I mean, on safari, I would imagine they're, I don't want to say domesticated, but definitely used to seeing a heck of a lot more tourists. You know, it was weird. There wasn't really a lot of wildlife I'm sure there is. Obviously, there is. We did see the odd monkey. Ronald actually sent me a video last week of a monkey just in town. But yeah, we didn't really see a lot of stuff like that. You see a lot of cows and goats and chickens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's their wildlife.
Do they eat cows there?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yes. So they definitely eat cow. They definitely eat chicken. Turkey. We saw a couple turkeys, and they just wandered the streets. The goats, they just wandered.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love it. That's awesome.
All right. What else about polar bears? They're all about the keto diet. Polar bears got the jump on the keto diet. In fact, a polar bear could eat 100 pounds of blubber in a single sitting. Wow.
Ooh.
And when the hunting is good, they will only eat the fat and leave the carcass for the scavengers. Unfortunately for seals, the best hunting is done is early summer as the ice breaks up and young seal pups are just learning to swim, making them easy prey. I hate the circle of life. I don't like to think about it.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? Oh, their fur isn't white, which is weird because it looks white to me, but that's confusing. It's made of dense insulating layer and a longer guard of hairs on top. It's a dual layer system that prevents almost all heat loss from coming out. Again, we should be studying this for insulation, right?
Absolutely.
So much so that adult males can quickly become overheated when they run. Their fur is not white, it just looks that way. Each hair shaft is pigment-free, so clearer, I guess.
Okay.
Transparent, has a hollow core that scatters and reflects light, making it appear white. So is that just a reflection of the snow and the sky?
And reflection from the sun's rays for sure. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, from its environment. I wonder, does it still look white when they're in the water?
Oh, I think so, because I've been to zoos.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think back to the zoo here and see if, there's no one's ever talked about them changing colors, so they must stay looking white. That's fascinating that they're really translucent.
I know. I'm going to go to the zoo in June and I'm going to check it out. I think there's a polar bear exhibit at that one, so I will let you know.
Awesome.
And finally, last fun fact here, their feet are, this is cute, positively all purpose. So polar bears' feet are very wide. Their paws are 30 centimeters across, which is 12 inches. So a foot wide. Imagine getting hit with a foot wide paw. This wide. You shouldn't be walking around polar bears. It helps them disperse their weight and travel safely across the thin ice. I guess that makes sense. Almost like a snowshoe. Black foot pads are on the bottom of each paw, covered by these small soft bumps known as papillae. I don't know French. They grip the ice and they keep the bears from slipping. Tufts of fur between the toes and on the foot pads also help them with security. Their paws aren't just suitable for icy conditions, but also uniquely designed for the water. When swimming, the bear's front paws act like large paddles. I guess that makes sense. They're massive. And the hind paws serve as rudders.
Oh,
what a perfect animal.
Just a beautiful animal. And I'm still blown away by the females being able to decide when their gestation starts. Like,
fascinating.
I think we need to study that.
Wild.
That's incredible. That is incredible.
Yeah. So that is it for my fun facts on polar bears. Love it. A good segue into your topic is we're talking about water.
Well, yes. And I'm sure you know this, but the human body is made up of between 60 and 75% water.
This is why we should be drinking to deplete everything. I got my 2 cups here.
Exactly. And I didn't realize till yesterday that there's actually more water in muscle than there is in fat.
I can see that.
Women typically have less water, like around 60%, or people who have more fatty tissue on their body, 60% water. And, people who are leaner and more muscle mass will have up to 75%. And
Wow.
when babies are born, they have a really high water content.
Oh, yeah. They look like it. They look like just little balls of water, like a hot water bottle.
Yeah, exactly. So that really got me to thinking about water and how water is conscious. So people have proven, Dr. Emoto proved that water has consciousness, right?
Yes.
And
I love that study.
Me too. It's fascinated me since I've read about it. And so in 2004, he released a book, The Hidden Messages in Water, and he revolutionized the way we think about water and its impact on our health, our lives, and the environment. Like, water is essential to every life form on this planet. It doesn't matter what it is, what type of life form it is, all of us, plants, everything, we all need water. So the other day I was introduced to, well, I wasn't introduced personally, but a friend of mine was introduced personally to a lady named Vita Austin, and she's a researcher who has been studying water for 14 years. So what she does is she freezes water to a specific stage between liquid and ice. And what she is proving is that water has a visual voice, is how she puts it. And she's releasing a documentary to support her hypothesis and her findings. Yeah, it's really, really cool. So what she has done is she will take a word. She'll have a Petri dish, and she'll take a word like ring on your finger, ring, and she'll put it underneath the Petri dish just with water. And she'll leave it there for a certain amount of time. Now, I did some research, but I don't know what the length of time is. Then she takes the water, she puts it in the fridge or a freezer, and gets it to freeze into that crystalline stage where it's not 100% solid, but it's not all liquid anymore. And images of a ring will appear in.
What?
Yeah. What? It's incredible. It's incredible, people. This is groundbreaking, revolutionary research that she's been doing for 14 years.
I do know, in the holistic space, there are a few different doctors, naturopaths, practitioners who can do like the water imprinting for, medication or whatever. So my husband went to a naturopath. He's not into like natural at all. So opposite of me. And I convinced him to go to a naturopath. And this guy's like, hold on, let me imprint this water for you. And Andrew's like, you know how much money I just paid for a vial of water? Like, well, I don't really understand that, but I know that there is, water is energy, whatever you believe in. Like, I obviously believe in God. Like, this water is your life source. It's created. Exactly. It's more than just liquid that you put into your body. There's so much more to it.
Yes. Yeah, it's incredible. Like, she's had a word underneath the Petri dish. Let's go back to ring. Let's use the word ring, and pairs of glasses sitting beside the Petri dish. Well, when she crystallizes the water, not only is there a ring on it, but the glasses are imprinted in it as well. Wow. And they're just sitting beside it. They're just in its environment. So water is very conscious. It's incredible. Very, very conscious.
Well, and the thing that I've heard people say is like, if you can imprint water with your words, imagine how much, like, how bad you're talking to yourself is imprinted on a human being, on tissue, on muscle, on memory, on brain, on spirit, on soul. Like, if you think water can take on the form of ring, imagine what it says when you tell yourself you're not good enough.
Well, and we're 60% water.
Yes.
So at least at the bare minimum, we're 60% water. And in ancient Egypt, they believed that we carry within us the ancestral waters of our own lineage. So generational beliefs that we're carrying within us. And that's, when you think about that impact on your life, it makes sense about, you'll have a reaction to something. You'll be like, where did that come from? Why did I just do that? I don't understand.
Yeah.
And in your head, while it's happening, you're thinking, what the heck is going on there? It could be potentially, not saying for sure because we don't know, but water holds frequency and memory is the new belief. So we're holding memories inside us from our lineage passed down through generations.
Wow.
What a fascinating
and you figure,
concept.
like they say, your body holds on to different emotions and memories and traumas and things like that. If you've ever read the book, Your Body Keeps Score, it tells you like trauma imprints on different parts of your body. But if your body is at least 60% water, if your muscles are full of water, no wonder it's finding those places.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
It's really a fascinating topic and one that I really want to explore more. And again, her name is Vida. What's her last name? Vida Austin. Austin, Austin, Vida Austin. And so you can go to vidaaustin.com/documentary to find out, to see what her documentary. Yeah, like and the other thing is, like, if she wants an image of a ring, she'll do it in multiple languages. She has to have 50 successful attempts in order to say, yes, this works. And she'll do it in as many languages as she can and still get an image of a ring every time. So water understands all the languages on earth. It has to be consciousness from the creator, whatever you want to label that creator as, the source that's bigger than we are, whether you want to call it God, Buddha, whatever, universe, whatever, consciousness itself. And so it understands all the languages in the world.
Yes, Rob. She's ready to come to Uganda.
I would love to come to Uganda, Ronald.
Hilarious. Yeah, that is so cool. Like this Vida Austin, I'm looking at her website right now. VEDA, if you're looking. I thought it was VITA, but VEDA Austin. She's currently crowdfunding for her documentary, so that'll be awesome when that comes out. And then Dr. Emoto, that's EMOTO. Between both of them, man, you can learn a lot, because who knew, honestly?
Well, I mean, consciousness is in everything. It's everywhere. And it's inside us. And that's why we have that spark of God, that spark of consciousness, that spark of the universe, whatever you want to call it, the greater presence. That's why we have it, because it's in water. So therefore it's in us. And so I've got a fun little exercise for people to do if they're into it. I know some people who do this at night. I've tried it. So what you do is you get a glass of water before when you're ready to go to bed. You get a glass of water and you sit down and you talk to it and you say, okay, so if you have a problem with feeling inadequate, or feeling nervous when you walk into a room of people, or whatever the case may be, or you have mine was, please remove my energy blocks around money. And so you ask it to do something, and then you say, thank you, and I love you. And you put the glass of water on your nightstand, you go to sleep. That's it. Then in the morning when you wake up, you look at the water and see how it's changed. Some people say it's cloudy. Some people say it's a little more crystalline. Like there's various things that people, and then you take it in the morning and you dump it out. Do not drink that water. You dump it out, because it's taken some of your consciousness out of you that you don't want, or some impurities, or whatever you want to label it as. Taken out what you've asked, has put it into its own glass of water. Wow. And then you dump it out, get rid of it. And it's incredible. It's really down the drain seems harsh. Well, you don't want that negativity. You've asked it to remove some negativity.
Listen, the amount of junk that goes down our drains.
Absolutely. That's it doesn't compare to all the things, all the drugs that people are dropping down those drains, all the unused prescription medication and all of those things. Yeah.
And I'm thinking, like, females, we use the toilets. The amount of hormones alone in
anyways. Exactly.
So does this water need to be like filtered water, tap water?
No, any water. Just put some water in a glass And the thing is, be nice to it. Don't be like,
stupid water.
Out of my body, I want it. Yeah. So just be nice to it and say thank you, I love you after you make your request, and see what happens in the morning.
So again, because I am the way that I am, super conspiracy minded, and I think that there's some sort of like evil, nefarious plan happening from people that are not us. No wonder they pollute our water so bad. No wonder our water is full of fluoride. No wonder our water is full of chlorine. Like if I leave the tap water from my town in a cup overnight, and I don't drink tap water, first of all.
Yeah.
But like if I did, in the morning I go like this, it is like a swimming pool. And I think there's no way that that's good inside my body.
No.
There's no way I want that.
And fluoride shuts down your third eye.
I've heard that.
Calcifies it. Calcifies it. That's exactly it.
Even if you're not, spiritual, if you're just into physiology, you have a pineal gland, it literally calcifies from fluoride. So my kids know, well, my one kid for sure, Mom, I went to the dentist, I send her, they're old enough to be in there by themselves. I told her that my mom doesn't believe in fluoride. And I'm like, good for you, babe. Good for you. Girl. Good job. The other one's like, I didn't want to tell her no. And I'm like, put it in her file, please. We don't do fluoride. Thank you.
Stop asking her.
Literally.
Don't pressure her into taking your fluoride.
Yeah. But my younger one, no, we don't believe in that. Like,
she's going to go places in life. She can stand up for herself.
I love it. Oh, Ronald, hilarious. Yeah. That's a great topic. I love this topic about water.
It's fascinating.
It is fascinating. Yeah. I'm going to read more about Vita Austin. I'm going to learn because this is so cool.
I can send you the video that I have of her.
Sure. That would be great.
It's about, I think it's 4 or 5 minutes, cool. 5 minutes, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Send it over.
Talking about this project and how the other thing is people on the autism spectrum. So yesterday we had 2 ladies on the show who are supporting the neurodivergent community in Los Angeles, and they're having them getting jobs for them in creative positions. Like, cool. They're doing a bunch of fabulous work and really, really supporting the neurodivergent community through comedy festivals, because a lot of them are really quite funny, apparently. And so they're having a comedy festival on March 29th in Los Angeles, and then on May 4th, they have their first series on Netflix saying Netflix is a joke. And it's a comedy series, so it's really quite cool. But so with getting back to the water, where this ties in is that Vita is doing some work with people on the spectrum, because they somehow can speak directly to water and instinctively know what the properties are and what water is trying to tell us. It's really incredible research. And so yeah, it's interesting. I'll send you that link.
Love that. That's so cool. Well, I mean, if you look into the different properties of water too, as far as like, drinking it structured apparently is supposed to cure cancer just from movement of water. Like there was this, so Chernobyl, the 80s, obviously we know that happened in, where is that? Ukraine and Russia. Oh, okay. And there, it's a no-go zone, but there was this area where they're finding that people weren't getting cancer, even though everybody in like a huge radius of Chernobyl got cancer and died, right? But there was this area where people weren't getting cancer, and they realized that it was like a waterfall, and the way that the water would structure coming down, it made it like this superpower of water.
So it was like a vortex, a swirling vortex of water.
And so they even say, if you're drinking now, my cup is empty, but if you
swirl
it in and do this first.
Wow.
It's supposed to be
Ukraine.
Better for your water.
You're right. Chernobyl is in the Ukraine. Just looked it up.
Yeah. And you can, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. But you can also, buy things that structure your water for you. And I see. It's near the UK, but it was Russia when it happened. Yeah. That makes sense.
That's where I got confused.
Makes more sense. But yeah, and also another big one is hydrogenated water. You can buy these little machines that hydrogenate your water, which is also really good for, cellular repair, mitochondrial repair, body in general, just healing. So
Mm-hmm. And I know a lady who, I just met a lady the other day who will look at her water. She looks down and says, I am more healthy, wealthy, and happier, healthier, and wealthier. And then on the side, she goes, I am happier, healthier, and wealthier. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. I love you. And she's been doing this for 30 years.
Wow.
And she said once she said it drives her husband crazy because she does it even when they're out in a restaurant, wherever she is, she does this, right? And she said that their finances changed, everything changed. She became healthy, and she said, I will not drink a glass of water without doing that.
Oh, I think just in general, like the gratitude. I mean, again, I don't keep wanting to go back to Uganda, but I mean, for example, Ronald's daughter had typhoid while we were there. I mean, that's from water. It's like we take for granted. Like I'm complaining that my water smells like chlorine, and yet there, like water can literally kill you. So it's like just to be grateful for what you have here as a Canadian, as an American, you know, thankful that I get to drink this water and actually not worry about dying.
Yeah, as a North American, we're so lucky in North America. We take so many things for granted that, like you say, in Uganda, they can't take water for granted. So what did they do for Ronald's daughter when she had typhoid? How did they?
Ronald, what did you guys do with your daughter? And it was hard because he was with us and we were 6 hours north when she was sick. So I think she had to stay with a neighbor. She obviously had to get some medication for it. Actually, a lot of the people that were on our trip, the locals, their family members have all gotten typhoid recently. So yeah, typhoid or malaria. So it's
neither good. Neither is not something that you want for sure.
No, definitely not. Yeah, Ronald, write in the comments what Daniela had to take when she was sick with typhoid.
We're glad to have you here too, Ronald.
Yes. Okay, well, we've got 5 minutes left.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
It doesn't matter. We went 20 minutes over yesterday. It is no big deal.
Oh,
Jake,
yeah.
the timekeeper, let us know that we were going over. So today I'm going to try and keep it, 10-ish minutes.
Yeah, sure.
So this is huge Canadian news here. I mean, huge worldwide news. But yesterday, Air Canada flight in New York at LaGuardia Airport crashed into a fire truck and the 2 pilots died. That is wild.
I cannot believe. Yep.
Yeah. I know. Like, how does that happen? Did they not see the plane coming? I just don't understand.
Well, anyway.
Yeah. And like the fact that the pilots died. Like, what about the guys on the fire truck?
They survived. They survived.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I can't believe, that the guys in the fire truck, like it went over and over and over, and they survived.
Well, I know those fire trucks are definitely built for disaster. Yes. Control tower guy. Yes, likely.
Yes.
Well, sorry, go on.
Go ahead. I was reading this morning and they said that the air traffic guy, because they had a plane on a different runway that had smoke. And so they were sending the fire truck to deal with the smoke issue. And another plane was landing. So they had to reroute the fire truck to this runway. And the air traffic control guy saw it at the last second and said, stop, truck one, stop. And they didn't get the message in time.
Oh my gosh.
So the air traffic control guy actually said, oh my God, I messed up.
Oh, wow.
That's
you know what? Air traffic controllers, I think they get paid very well. And it's because it's such a high stress job.
And they make one tiny decision and they're putting people's lives at risk. Like, it's a high stress, high pressure. You've got people's lives in your hands. No, thank you.
I agree. So I'll tell the story here. So an Air Canada plane collided with a fire truck while landing at New York's LaGuardia Airport on Sunday, killing the flight's pilot and co-pilot, injuring dozens, and temporarily shutting down the New York area's third busiest airport. Around 11:40 p.m. Sunday night, Air Canada Jazz aviation flight, it struck the Port Authority aircraft rescue and firefighting vehicle, which was responding to the separate incident, like you said. Emergency response vehicles or protocols were immediately activated. The airport is currently closed to facilitate the response and allow for a thorough investigation. Now, the plane was carrying 72 passengers and 4 crew members. Initial reports indicate that 41 passengers and crew were transported to the hospital, and 32 of them have since been released, which is good.
Yes.
But like,
yes.
I guess just the impact, when you've landed and it's going 1,000 miles an hour on that runway, and then like the fact that fire truck is that the people are fine.
I can't even.
Now it says that 2 people from the fire truck were taken to the hospital and are in stable condition. That is wild. So passengers from the flight were directed to Air Canada's ticket counter to be reunited with their families, who said that one included an unaccompanied minor. Oh, that's terrible.
Oh.
The airport was closed until 2 p.m. on Monday for the investigation and to clean up all the collision. You're almost at cutoff time. I know. That's okay.
Thanks for timekeeper. Good job, Jake.
I know, right? I'm bad at that. So, yeah, we've got a video of, I just smacked my microphone. Jake loves time restraints. Ron, why don't you show the video here and let everybody see it? Now, it's not super graphic. Don't worry about that. It is blurry. It's very small, but it gives you an idea of just what happened here.
What happened, yeah.
Here we are waiting. That's fine. Just keep talking. It's fine.
I was reading online today that one of the flight attendants was actually ejected from the plane. And
what?
Yeah, she was thrown right out.
What, through the window?
And no, the plane came apart. Okay.
Oh, can we zoom in on that? Or? See on that. Can you make that bigger, Ron, at all? All right, and let's start it over so you can see it again. All right, so it comes right away. So here's the plane. There's the fire truck. Smash. Gruesome. Absolutely terrible.
Really gruesome.
It says that the plane was going 130 miles per hour. So what is that, about 180 kilometers an hour?
Yeah.
As it hit the truck. I mean, head-on collisions going 100 kilometers or 60 miles an hour, that's a death sentence.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? And so the fact that it was going 130 miles an hour?
There's some things that happen to the human body that when you're in a crash at that speed, that are not good. Yeah, so she broke her leg fractured her leg in a few places really badly, so she needs surgery to repair that. But she's alive.
Praise the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's terrible news today out of Canada and the States, right?
Yeah.
So terrible news. Our hearts are with them. We hope for a speedy recovery. And of course, our hearts and prayers and thoughts are with the families of the people who died.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they were young pilots just beginning their careers.
Terrible.
Yeah. So sad. So sad.
Mm-hmm.
When are we going to do a 24-hour stream of going on daily?
It'll just be me like this. Like asleep the whole time.
Girl.
You guys want to watch me sleep for 8 hours? That's ambitious. 6 hours. You want to just watch me the whole time? So that's it for our show today. Join us tomorrow. It's going to be Kyle and Ron, and it's Bear Week still all week. So we're going to be stories about bears. Kyle's will probably be deeper, but maybe you'll have a story about a bear. I mean, he lives in Idaho, so hopefully there's going to be something bear-like happening there. He mountain bikes, he mountain unicycles. There's no way he hasn't seen a bear while doing that.
Exactly. He had to have encountered bears at some point.
He had to have. I mean, there's got to be a story. Also, fun fact about bears. We used to have this au pair from Switzerland when my oldest was just a baby.
Okay.
And she wanted to go to the mountains so bad. I mean, they have mountains in Switzerland, so that was no big deal to her, but all she wanted was to see a bear. Oh. And we're like, well, we don't, there's a good chance you'll see a bear, but not always. We're like, why not? We don't have bears in Switzerland, she would say. In all of the Alps, no bears.
Not a bear. Are we? No. And what do they have there? I
don't know. Deer? Raccoons?
Let me look that up right now.
Yeah. And so she had messaged me a few years ago and she's like, look, a bear. And so they had a bear in Switzerland and she was so excited. But we
Oh,
were in Lake Louise and there was just a bear on the side of the road just walking. And this girl was like in tears. Like she was so excited to see this bear. So, yeah.
ibex and chamois.
Oh, the
Mar-
ibex
marmots?
is like a deer.
Is it a deer? I don't know what a chamois is, besides a
Chamois?
greeting.
You're right.
Oh, that's the first thing that came to me is
How do you
chamois.
spell it? Chamois?
Shamois. Chamois?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah, it's also a deer. Weird. They're like
Alpine
mountain goat
fauna.
kind of deers. She must have had a very good time. Yeah, that's what we said, a chamois.
Well, they also have lynx and wolves.
Were they talking about autism yesterday?
Yes, we were.
On Sharon's show.
On Holy Shift Balls, yeah. On Holy Shift Balls, we were. Yeah.
Very
So
cool.
you'll have to go back and watch that episode and see about the autism community and what's happening in it.
Ronald says we're so sorry about the plane. Thank you for your thoughts.
Yes.
So we are back tomorrow. Not me. I'm off for the rest of the week. I've done 2 days in a row. Sharon, you're done for the rest of the week.
I'm done for the rest of the week too. You bet.
But we'll be back next week. Join us tomorrow. It's Ron and Kyle, like we said. Thursday is going to be JJ and Luana. Friday we are off. Saturday we've got Kenny and we've got Lena. I have had autism for almost 30 years. I was diagnosed when I was 3 years old. Wow. That's cool. That's cool. I'm sure you have lots of stories to tell. Are you funny like these people that Sharon was just talking about? Are you a stand-up comedian, Jake? Anyways, check us out. You can check me out on my website, aboundinghealth.ca, or you can find Sharon on socials at Holy Shift Balls. Thank you, everyone, for being with us today. Jake and Ronald and Hugo and who was that other one at the beginning? I can't remember. But I appreciate all of you being here. Thank you for the comments. We love you. We love the support. And we'll see you again tomorrow.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.